The Savoy dynasty first took hand in about the year 1000 in the Alpine area between Italy, France and Switzerland, with Chambéry as its capital. In 1563, after high victory at Saint-Quentin, Emmanuel Philibert moved the capital to Turin. Here he started work on the Ducal Palace, and artists and architects, recruited locally and in other cities, constantly enlarged and refashioned the rooms to satisfy the needs of the court, as well as those of changing fashions. In 1453, the Savoys acquired the Holy Shroud, a linen cloth bearing the image of a body that believers consider to be Jesus Christ. In the 17th century, work started on the construction of the chapel that was to house it, with direct access to the royal palace. The Savoy family had access to the chapel directly from the Piano Nobile, through a large marble portal. The entrance from the cathedral was an ascending path to the relic. Inside, the intricate web of symbols is quite astonishing. This set of symbols culminate in the 12-pointed star, located at the top of the dome. The stars and the hexagons recall the Empyrean, the highest of the heavens. The Greek and the Jerusalem crosses symbolize the redemption. The nails, thorns, olive leaves, the inscription and the passion flower on the capitals refer to the Passion of Christ. And more, on higher levels, the pentagons on the hackles evoke the 5 wounds. Guarino Guarini, from 1668, engineer to the Duke for the Holy Shroud Chapel, is one of the greatest European Baroque architects. Member of the Theatine Order, he wrote essays on architecture, fortifications, philosophy, theology, geometry, and even a theatre play. Guarini kept the layout and many of the structures designed by his predecessor, Bernardino Quadri, but introduced 2 vestibules, thus creating an environment permeated by weight and mystery. Aiming to create a dome much higher than the cathedral dome and having a narrow space, Guarini introduced the 3 great arches of the Truncated Drum, reducing the width of the ring on which the upper structures rest, in order to reduce their weight. The 6 large windows of the drum reduced the weight of the walls and let in the light, which gives a theatrical touch to the structure. This beautiful sight continues in the 6 rows of arches that become gradually smaller until they converge upon the sun with the dove of the Holy Spirit. The urn containing the shroud was preserved inside the central altar, designed by Antonio Bertola. During the night of the 11th and 12th of April 1997, a terrible fire irreparably damaged the building, creating collapses and structural failures. To avoid the collapse, the structure is secured and a deep investigation started up to study Guarini's building techniques. A long and challenging architectural restoration work is set in place. In order to return to the monument its original solidity and appearance, and to recover as much original material as possible, each stone element is analyzed and replaced only if strictly necessary. Finally, windows and doors, roofs and lead covers destroyed were replaced and new facilities installed. The restoration, now concluded, has been one of the most complex ever undertaken. Guarini's masterpiece, with its audacious dome, has once again come back to life. Seemingly challenging the laws of physics, it is a place of symbols and faith, and of light and fascination. the Chapel of the Shroud is finally reunited with the Royal Palace. Together, they compose the Royal Museums, a place rich in history and suggestions, where paintings, sculptures, and furnishings of superb manufacture document over 3,000 years of the human civilization.